Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going over part 2 of how to troubleshoot your unit so you don't have to call out a technician. Hopefully this will save you some time and money when it's 2 o'clock in the morning and your AC goes down. So here we go. Taking off from where we left off in part 1, we have the fan and on. The system is off. Your thermostat doesn't have to look like this. Even if it looks different than this, these are the settings that will be on it. System off, fan on, and you have already noticed that the fan is not coming on in the inside unit, the evaporator section. Okay, so now it's time to go to that unit, whether it's in a closet or in an attic. So let's go. Okay, here we are at the inside unit. This one just happens to be in an attic. The fan is not running, so the first thing you want to look for is there's going to be a drain pan on the floor. Okay, this one only goes under this coil, but it'll look very similar to this, and most of the time it goes under the entire unit. But what you're looking for is there water in this pan? Okay, this is a secondary pan, so if there's water in this pan, that means your actual primary drain line is clogged. So if that's the problem, you need to go to how to unclog a drain line. Okay, but what you're looking for, if there's water in here, there'll be a switch. Okay, there's not a switch on this unit, but you're looking for a switch, and it'll be somewhere on the front of this pan. It'll probably be black or like a tan color, depending on the brand. And you're simply gonna raise that switch up and take it off of that pan, and see if the unit will come on then. Okay. All right. So if you don't have water in this pan, we're gonna move on to the next thing. Okay. You're looking for a little circular piece of plastic like this. Before you turn the power off or anything like that, you want to look inside that. And inside there, you should see a blinking light. It might be solid, it might be blinking. But somewhere you will find LED codes, okay? And you want to read these. So, for instance, 11, if it was blinking, it would be blink, blink. It would kind of look like a steady blink. A 12 would be a blink, 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 blink. I think you get the idea. Moving on down, okay? You have a bunch of these codes. So you want to look in there to see if there's anything that you can see right off the bat without turning off your electrical power. Okay, now we've done that. We looked for water. We checked for the code. I'm going to turn off the electrical disconnect to this unit. So you might have to follow the wiring. If you don't know where it's at, follow it up. On this unit, it goes to a switch. So I'm going to turn the switch off. Make sure that either your disconnect, your breaker, or your switch is turned off so we can move on. All right, next thing. When you pull these doors off, you may have a switch like this somewhere. Let me get closer so you can see it. Okay. This is a door safety switch. In order to test this, we will turn our breaker back on, flip it on. Okay. Then you'll go to this switch. You'll simply push it in. Out, in. When you push it in, it should come on. All right. What this is, if your door gets loose a little bit, this pops out and turns everything off. Okay. So check that. If you look at the back side of the switch, there are just two connections to hook up to. This one's not hooked up anymore, but there'll be a wire on that and a wire on this. Okay. another way to check this will be to check the resistance. So I get my meter, I turn it to ohms to check my resistance. I'm going to make sure my meter leads are good by putting them together. Okay. I'm at 5.9 for some reason. Should be closer to 0, but we'll go off 5.9 right now. Okay. I'm simply going to put my leads one on each wire terminal, and then I'm going to push the button in. Okay. So I've got my terminals on there, my fancy alligator clip-ons, and I'm just going to simply push this button in. I'm going to hold it, and you can see that I have a little bit of resistance, but the continuity is good. I let go of the button, it stops, push it in, push it in. Okay, so I know that that switch is working right. Now, if your unit kicked on, when you hit that button, I think you've solved your problem. You could simply make sure that that panel that makes contact with that button is secure. Maybe put a little tape around it to hold it tight. All right, moving on, the next thing I would check, fan's not running, even though my thermostat says that it's on. Okay, my disconnect's off, so I have no power to the unit. I talk more in depth about these parts in my evaporator video. Okay, so go check that out if you're a little confused. This is my control board. These are my motor terminals that are plugged into the board. This is thermostat going to the outside unit. This is low volts, 24. This is going to be like 208 or 120. But if I have an electrical storm and my AC goes out, the first thing I'm going to check, I'm looking for a fuse. It's an automotive fuse, just like that. What you want to do with the power turned off, you're going to reach in there, pull it out. Okay? Now, this is a good fuse. The reason I know that is because there's a little piece of metal that kind of looks like an S in there, and it's solid. If this was a blown fuse or a bad fuse, you would see like a charred mark. It would look all black, like something exploded inside. And you would see where that little S part is broken. All right, you simply go get a box of automotive fuses. I like to buy five at a time, because if you plug it in and the electrical storm caused it, you know, like a lightning strike or something caused it, and you plug it back in, it'll start, it'll run fine, no big deal. But if you have another problem, you'll plug this in, you might turn on the fan and it might work, but then whenever you turn the AC on, it'll blow it. So you're going to need some extra fuses just in case. All right, and they're cheap. You can buy them anywhere, automotive store, Home Depot, whatever. Just make sure that the number on the end, okay, this is a 3, so I got 3 amp fuses. If that's a 5, get 5 amp fuses. All right, so we've checked the fuse. Let's say the fuse is good. I'm going to plug it back in. Power's still off. Okay. The next thing I'm going to look at is where the motor goes into this board. So, with a closer look at this board, you're going to see the word spare. There's a word cool where this yellow wire plugs in. This black wire is a spare. This one's actually spare. You can't read it though. And that blue one over there is a spare. These are simply different speeds of the motor. Okay? And the other part of the mower goes down here into the common. Okay, so sometimes one of these speeds will go out and you can simply switch the leads. So what I'm going to do with the power off, I'm going to pull the spare wire off. Okay, and I'm going to pull the cool wire off, and I'm simply going to switch them. Make sure the power is off here, okay? I'm switching them. Okay. Now I've simply just plugged in a different speed of the motor. So if this leg of the motor went out, now this one works. All right. Then I would put my doors back on, my panels, and I would turn it on from the disconnect. Okay, and see if it runs. If it doesn't run, you're starting to look like a bad fan motor. The next thing I would do, either if it hums, if it's making a hum noise, or if it doesn't start, I would check my capacitor right here. So I'm going to take this screw out. With the power off, I've pulled the capacitor out. And this is what it looks like outside of that. Okay, and this is the number you're looking for right here, 7.5 UF. That's microfarads. You're going to go to my how to check a capacitor video and check this thing out. If it's bad, replace it. If it's good, you're going to want to replace this motor that's under here. Okay, the other thing is, if you get up here and you find ice anywhere ice, outside, inside, you want to immediately go to the thermostat, turn the fan to on. If the fan's running, it'll thaw that ice out. You want to thaw it for about 3 hours, and then turn it back on and start the troubleshooting video again. Okay, and then also the other thing is this coil could be dirty, and I'm going to show you how to clean that in another video. I hope this helps. If it does, subscribe to my channel. Give me a like. If you want to see something explained, give me a comment. Good luck.